Welcome to the Path to Mindset Mastery. My name is Brad Bizjack. I am a mindset strategist and coach, inspirational speaker, and creator of the online mindset course, Appreciation Academy, which teaches you how to break through all the limiting beliefs and negative self-talk that are preventing your dreams. And today, we're going to talk about increasing your income. And it's not going to be in a traditional way that you probably think, getting another job. It's not going to be all these little strategies about saving money. It's going to be very different. So first, I want to start with a little story. For about 5 years, and by the way, this podcast can go to any position, if you're enrolled in a corporate position, if you have your own business, whatever it is. But for about 5 years, I was creating an online network marketing business. That was my vehicle, my ticket for living a life by design. And you don't need to want to build a business for this to apply to you. This could be for getting a promotion, anything. And I try to recruit people to this business so I could help them and so I could create this freedom in my life. But the harder and harder I tried, it seemed like it kept getting harder and harder to do. It felt like people started to resent me and I didn't understand why. It felt like I was held back by something that I couldn't figure out what it was. And to be honest, there were a lot of things getting in my way that I didn't even realize. That's what Appreciation Academy is for, to help you overcome that. But one thing that happened was my income was not proportionate to the level of effort that I was putting in. And I'm wondering if you feel the same way. If your income is not in line with the level of effort that you're putting in. I'd do my invitations, I'd share on social media, I'd follow the programs, but something was off. My income wasn't growing. I was just staying stuck. And I got so fucking pissed because I had these huge dreams that seemed like they would never come true. And it started to seem like I'd always be stuck. I started to feel that people would never take me seriously. And from applying these two key points that I'll talk about today, we drastically increased our income. We broke through that barrier. And we're on a path to complete freedom. And I don't share that to brag, but I share that with you to show you how if you're stuck and you haven't been able to increase your income, it's possible for you too. So let's dive right into this. There are two laws that control your level of income. And I say laws because this is an absolute must. It is a law. It's proven. It's universal. Okay, so that's it. Just two laws that determine your level of income. Law number one, your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. That's not law number one. Your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. And we briefly touched on this in a previous podcast, but you absolutely must start putting service first. If you're building an online business, ask yourself, if you're making the same mistake I did, are you trying to prove that your business is legit? Are you trying to prove to people that they should join you? If you're trying to prove anything, you need to stop it immediately. I would go on these business trips, right? I'd earn a company trip or something and I'd count the number of days of travel that year. And I'd post it to the world thinking that if I could show them that being a coach meant that I was traveling a lot, or if I could show people that I was living this life of travel, it would inspire people to join me. And it actually had the opposite effect. And I'm sure some people said, cool, Brad's in Cancun, right? But that's it. It actually created a sense of envy, a sense of anger, a sense of annoyance with the people that would see my stuff. So they stopped following my post and I couldn't add value to them. So if you're trying to prove yourself or prove your business or prove your worth, what you're actually doing is you're focusing on getting you into the spotlight. You're focused on you. You're focused on being selfish and making sure that you are taken care of. You're focused on putting yourself in that spotlight. I challenge you to take a different approach. I challenge you to immediately change your tune to add value. And value can be anything. It can be laughs. It can be getting that spreadsheet to your boss way earlier than expected. It can be education. It can be going above and beyond. It can be inspiration. It can be making your husband or wife feel loved. Value is subjective to you. Whatever you feel makes someone else's life better, do that. So for every post you put on social media, something you should ask yourself is, does this make someone else's life better? Or does this put a smile on someone's face? And if not, why are you sharing it? What's the purpose of it? What are you trying to prove? So to increase your income, you need to find a way to serve more people. That's it. Find a way to serve more people. Start seeing your social platform as a tool to serve instead of a pedestal to get recognized. Your income is 100% directly proportional to the number of lives that you touch. You've heard that before, I bet. But think about this. If you touch one life every month, amazing, but you won't make much income. If you touch 10 lives every month or every day, amazing, but you won't earn a ton. If you touch hundreds of lives or thousands of lives, you'll actually start earning an income. So let me ask you a question. Do CEOs deserve to make as much money as they do? In your opinion, do CEOs deserve to make as much money as they do? What do you think? Like, most people would argue that it's unfair. A lot of people would say, what about the hourly employee? They should earn more. Bullshit. Absolutely, CEOs deserve to earn more money. Why? Because they add more value that affects more lives than any other person in the company. Think about this. Let's do a comparison. Introductory marketing analyst, fresh out of college, 22 years old at a marketing firm. They add value to the company by creating spreadsheets, getting some graphic design images done, working with one or two clients that they, in their client workbook or whatever. Great. That's amazing. It's an amazing role, but it doesn't add value to a ton of people's lives. Does that make sense? The CEO at the same marketing firm, one single decision from that CEO can improve the profits of hundreds of companies. That's the power of it. And obviously, you have to work really hard to get to that position. And how do you get into the position of CEO? You add more value than anyone else in your role. You go above and beyond to get your tasks done, and then some. You go way above and beyond the call of duty. You invest in leadership courses to learn how to lead a team. That's how you get promoted quickly. You love the current role that you're at, and you do above and beyond work for it. So if you want to get promoted in your job, add more value than anyone else. But that is why CEOs absolutely deserve to make more money than the hourly employee, because they add more value, and they've added more value for such a long time than anyone else. Does that make sense? It's that simple. Think about teachers. This is really important to think about. Why do teachers get paid so little? Is it fair? I believe that teachers should be paid, oh my gosh, I think in the highest regard of teachers, but it's a controversial point here. Is what a teacher does valuable? Absolutely, above and beyond valuable. It's honorable, it's incredible. It molds the minds of young people to become their best selves. And I would absolutely love it if they got paid more. But if the law of compensation states that your income is determined by the number of people you serve and how well you serve them, and you're a teacher, are you serving people well? Yes, absolutely. Are you adding value? Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely crushing it. But how many people are you serving? 20? 25, 30, that's it. That's all the people you're serving at a time. So if the law of compensation says that your income is determined by the number of people you serve and how well you serve them, that explains why teachers don't earn what's totally fair. Does that make sense? It's not a question of their value, their honor, and their abilities. They're wonderful. It's a question of widespread impact. So this shows one thing, one overarching theme here in your business, your career, anything. You are in 100% control of your income. 100% control of your income. How? Simply add more value to anyone that you possibly can. That's it. Add more value to more people. If you want more success, serve more people. Jim Rohn said, and I quote, "Service to many leads to greatness. So find a way to serve the many." That's what Jim Rohn said. This is exactly what happened with Appreciation Academy, my online course about limiting beliefs and negative self-talk. I noticed there was a challenge in the lives of the people that I was trying to help. They had limiting beliefs, negative self-talk that was getting in the way of their dreams. So I created a course that teaches people how to break through that, everything holding them back, and it's spreading fast. Why? Because it's value that people need. So I added more value to more people, income increase. You can do the same thing with your job, your business, anything. So you need to find a need of the people you're trying to serve and fill that need way better than anyone else. So if you're in an online coaching business, what is the need of the prospects that you have? Put yourself in their shoes. What do they want to feel? What do they want to hear? What do they want to see? And ask yourself, are you presenting that to them daily? And if the answer is no, you know now why your income is lower. You need to learn how to fill the needs of what they actually want instead of trying to prove your worth. So anybody can be successful, literally anybody. It's not a matter of being rich versus being a good person. You can be both. Being broke and being rich are both decisions that you make. But whatever you focus on, you create. So start focusing on how you can add value instead of prove yourself. and then take it to the next level, add value better than anyone else. That's how you become the top of the top. That's how you become outstanding in your field. Your income will increase drastically if you become the best of the best in adding value to those people's lives. That's why, like, think about Tony Robbins. That's why his income is what it is, because he adds more value above and beyond anyone else in his field. He does it in outstanding ways. So how do you do that? How do you add more value than anyone else and do it in a way that's superior to everyone else in your field? And that leads me right into law number 2. Law number 2 is really, really simple. Your income directly follows your level of applied personal growth. Your income will directly follow your level of applied personal growth. And I say applied because if you buy a course, but you don't do shit with it, you're not growing, you're just wishing for a miracle. That's all you're doing. So it doesn't make sense that way. So you find more value to add to other people through self-study and coaching. Write this down. This is super important. Traditional education will get you a job. Self-education will make you a fortune. Traditional education will get you a job. Self-education will make you a fortune. And self-education costs money, which means you need to invest in yourself. 100% don't believe any of the other bullshit people tell you that you can't afford it. You absolutely must invest in yourself. Self-education makes you a fortune. Most people don't get this. They view courses and coaching as expenses instead of an investment. They view it as like a trip to Target instead of investing in a Roth IRA. That's not fair. Small-minded people will tell you not to invest in personal growth. Small-minded people will tell you that you don't need it. Small-minded people will say, we can't afford that. I guarantee you that you will not find one wealthy, successful, and happy person that tells you not to invest your hard-earned dollars in personal growth. Why? Because these people know that the top minds in the world put their life's work, something that took them decades to figure out, into a book, a course, or coaching or seminars. Investing your dollars into growth shrinks decades into days. You should invest 10% of your income back into yourself because you are the most valuable asset you have. If you lose your job, but you grow along the way, you'll be fine. If you lose your job, but you haven't grown, you're totally fucked. So ask yourself, how do you personally feel inside about investing into courses? How do you feel inside about investing into coaching? Do you feel it's a necessary expense? Or do you feel it's something you want to do, but you just can't afford it? Here's my advice. Do it anyways. And it doesn't even need to be with me. Do it anyways. Do not listen to the people that says you can't afford it. You should never listen to that. If you can't afford one-on-one coaching to take you to the next level of your life, that is why you need to find a way to do it. If you can't afford that mastermind that puts you around people that have already done what you think is impossible, that is why you need to do it. Remember, proximity is power. So get around people that think it's easy to do what you think is impossible. Your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. If you can't afford an online course that gets you to the next level of your life, that is why you need to invest in that online course. If you can't afford your company's convention every year, that is why you need to go there. You can't afford not to go to these events. You can't afford not to invest in courses. And think about this. It has always been okay. When you spend money on something that's big, it's always been okay. Even if your bank account overdrafts, it's always been fine. So trust successful people that have what they want instead of unsuccessful people that are still stuck with what they don't want. It's so important to understand this. If more skills will get you to the next level, invest in learning those skills from people who are the masters of it. Role model them instead of just spending a decade trying to figure it out. If a mindset shift will get you to the next level, invest in learning how to break through. Small-minded people are the ones that say, I can't afford that. That's why they're stuck. That's why they haven't created something. That's why they haven't been promoted yet. You are not that person. So write this down. Discomfort is something you need to practice. Discomfort is something you need to practice. And you'll quickly learn that investing your hard-earned dollars in personal growth, especially when it's tough to do so, will be very uncomfortable. But something really, really amazing happens when you step so far out of your comfort zone. Life tends to start going your way finally. When I was broke, I attended as many conferences as I could. I still go. I got advice from a coach when I couldn't afford it. I read so many books. I went to seminars every year. I still go. I joined masterminds. I took thousands of dollars of courses. And here's the thing. It was so hard to spend that money. And so many people told me it was stupid. And some of those seminars didn't help me. Some of them were a waste of dollars, right? But that's okay. And actually, I take that back. It wasn't a waste of dollars because it taught me what not to do. But without investing in those courses and finding the right coaches and seminars, when people were telling me that it's a bad idea to invest in that, I wouldn't have created Appreciation Academy. My program, my entire business was only possible because I invested thousands of dollars when I didn't have it. I wouldn't have the impact I've had now if it wasn't for investing in that. So to become more, or a better way to say this is the better you become, the less time it takes you to achieve your goals. Write that down. That's a Brian Tracy quote. The better you become, the less time it takes you to achieve your goals. There's a reason why your dollars are limited. It's because you haven't added more value to more people. If you don't learn the skills and the mindsets to add more value to more people, you'll never get there. You'll be in that same spot 1 year from now, the same rank, the same position that you were before. So these two laws build off of each other. Law number one, your income is determined by how many people you serve and how above and beyond you serve them. And your skills that you learn and the mindsets that you learn to get into that position come from law number two. Your income is directly proportional to the level of applied personal growth. That makes sense? So your starting point is simple. Invest your dollars in growth. Ask that person if they'll coach you one-on-one. Sign up for that course, buy that book, attend that seminar. You'll never find one successful and happy person that says that that has their dreams, that says you can't afford to invest in personal growth. It's a must if you ever want to get to where you want to be. There's no other way around it. So whether it's with me or with someone else that you feel can better help you, take that first step and invest in your future. And so guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really hope you found this valuable. Please share it if you found it valuable, and you can use this to dramatically increase your income, to dramatically help other people, to spread whatever message you have to spread to the world. So share this if you found it valuable. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you and have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for watching The Path to Mindset Mastery.